it'll be on brand. Okay, so first we're gonna start with our cast. This guy, I don't really like him very much, but I had to hire him because I'm sleeping with him. Bradley Whitford. And Nico Hiraga. Missy Kyle. Angelique Cabral. Spencer Stevenson. Liv Hewson. Carolyn Miller. Brianna Venskis. Hannah Pilkis, is she here? I haven't seen Hannah yet, so we'll talk about that. But Jill Michelle Mignon. And Kate Rodman. I want to do something really quick, may I? Oh wait, no, I still have producers and, wait, first I'm with the producers, and let me get my DP and my editor, and then I'm gonna do the thing. So Valerie Stadler, these are my producers. Jennifer Berger. James Portelease. This is my DP, Beth Baylor. And the editor extraordinaire, Jason Gallagher. Incredible. I wish I could bring everybody up here, and I just really quickly, if you worked on this movie, will you stand up, please, so we can see you? Everybody who worked on this movie, because a lot of you are here. Thank you. I wish I could bring everybody up on this stage. It was so fun. Thank you. Okay, I'm done now. Thank you.
So I have a lot of questions, but let's just talk about the beginnings of the film. Like, how did you know this is the right time to get into being a writer, director, and an actor?
Being unemployed. No.
My role.
Yeah, it's like, we had the strike, we had, I had finished Your Honor was a show that I did for a couple years, and I had some downtime, and actually, James Morsini, who directed me in I Love My Dad, came over for dinner, and we were talking about the fact that I had wanted to write this movie for quite a long time. Valerie knew about it probably a decade ago. One of my producers, Angelique Cabral, people, is actually the bride of the wedding that I may or may not have gone to 12 years ago when I started to think about this as a rom-com. And so when I had downtime, James sort of became my taskmaster, and he said, you're gonna send me 5 pages a day until you're done. And then we just went on a very long, very frustrating journey of finding financing. Thank you so much to my financiers who are here as well. It's important, and it was really, it was a rough road, and we got there, and honestly, Jenica and I worked on a short during the strike where I also met Missy, and Jenica was this like force, this energy, and she actually had Valerie and I come over just like, do you want to shoot the wedding here? And Valerie's like, no, but do you want to help produce? And she said, yes. And then she brought out James, and honestly, and my husband, don't forget your name. I was going to tear up, okay? It wasn't that I forgot your name, no. But he also produced this film with me and read 1,000 drafts. I mean, I have so many people who read drafts of this thing, so anyway, everyone kind of helped me, but I stuck with it in terms of not giving up writing or directing or acting, which was very hard to do, to like say I'm gonna do it all, but I felt people told me that I had to do it all, and thank God I let myself, because it was really fun.
So I do want to talk about the casting, but I guess we'll start by asking, like, did you always know you were going to play the lead role? Was it always...
No, God, no. No, I wanted Catherine Hahn to play the lead role. My agent, Ayala, and, or who's now my manager, and Marcia McManus, were both like, you have to play the part. And I felt like I was really scared to direct and act. And Elizabeth Moss, who's on Handmaid's Tale with Bradley, was like, be honest, when you're in a scene, aren't you always judging the person in the scene with you? like, aren't you always having an opinion? She's like, it's really not that hard, And I did find it that way. Like, that was not hard. In fact, it kind of was like so fun to act without being self-conscious about acting and just allowing myself to enjoy, which is really why I love this movie. I love watching these guys. I mean, my cast is insane in Eat Alaska. It's insane. It's insane, and I just got to watch. I still feel that way when I watch it. I still just like, oh, look at Gabby. Oh, what the hell is Liv Hewson doing in my movie? I mean, it's like, I just am delighted. I mean, I could go down the line. Is Spencer? Oh yeah. I mean, bitch what? Excuse me. But that was his timing and his improv in that moment. I threw that line at him. It was not in the script. And we had talked about adding this moment of like self-harm when she takes the cigarette, and he just was like, bitch what? Love it.
Well, I'd like to throw it over to the audience, see if you have any questions. Let's see some hands out there. Okay, let's go right down here with the green hat.
Oh, hi.
I think it's just really great that you're doing something that's more like a middle-aged, coming-of-age thing, because a lot of the time you either see a lot on the older spectrum or a lot on the younger spectrum. Is this portion of your life kind of like the inspiration of why you would want to write something like this, or do you have any intention of doing more?
Absolutely.
Maybe with.
I'll repeat the question. She was saying, was saying that I made a movie about sort of a middle age, and that they appreciated it not being like older or younger, and was this time in my life an inspiration for this, and it absolutely was. In fact, I mean, it's so weird because I did this is an old idea. I've had this for over a decade, but right now we all see these like May, December films coming out, which I find fascinating. But a lot of them deal with like the woman and the man having a great time and having like a hot hookup, and I was much more interested in the way things fell apart during that time of my life as opposed to like the way that they came together. I mean, I wanted a happy ending. I'm not going to bring bad luck. I might have felt like I had a happy ending. And so I wanted to like give the hope, and I wanted my friend Julie to pick me up. Some people are like, oh, I wish it was Dave. I'm like, no, the friend comes, and then the Dave happens. Like, so I hope I have a perspective that is I was very inspired by Nicole Holofcener and Joey Soloway, and sort of, I've always said I wanted to kind of bridge like Afternoon Delight and like Enough Said, like, so not maybe as intense as Afternoon Delight, and maybe not as cerebral as Enough Said. So that's where I'm trying to come in. I guess I should make that gesture.
There's nothing more intense than a wedding you don't want to be at, though.
Oh God! Well, it was a great wedding. It was actually a great wedding, but I really thank you. I stayed up till I should have gone to bed at like midnight, and I stayed up until 4 o'clock in the morning at a bar. There was actually like a draft that was more similar to this wedding, where there was like a bar fight, which happened.
Did happen. There were some cowboys.
There were some cowboys who were offended when her gay BFF hit on some cowboys, and a big brawl happened outside the bar, and then I took him home, and he vomited all over me. Like, it was like, the wedding was hysterical. And when I tell people that we've been talking about this for a long time and we're finally making this movie, no one has any idea that I had a hard night, right? Because everybody else is just having their own time. Everybody's drunk, everybody's having a good time. So I didn't have the public humiliation that I put in the movie, but it was just, it was one of those things where I walked away and I was like, who am I? Like, I just remember literally dancing. I was like, oh, single ladies, oh, single ladies. I was like crying and dancing at the same time. I mean, I was like, well, I'm insane. But I also thought it was really funny, and I love wedding rom-coms. So I was like, I'm gonna turn this into it somehow.
All right, let's see some more hands. Let's go to the back. Anyone up there in the darkness? I can see. Oh, let's go over here, the denim jacket.
Oh, I just had this, mine's not a question. I just have to say how fucking phenomenal this movie is.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Go on, man.
Fuck.
Almost to call it a rom-com, it's almost reductionist. It's so incredible. There's times when I was laughing out loud and then crying, and they almost were like timed out to where I just got over the fucking laughter to get the tear, to the emotional part. It was really
Thanks, Dad.
Speaking of, my dad and my mom and my stepfather are here. And I think my best friend Neely childhood is here. My Christiana is here. But I do want to shout out to my parents, and I'll give you the $20 later. Thank you so much. That really, thank you. That means a lot. It means a lot.
I do think we can get a question out of it though, because I think what's so cool, it's amazing to me that this feels so new and like something we've never seen before, but it does still have so many things that we're used to.
Like, what is happening?
Yes,
Yes,
really
yes.
like it.
Yes, of course. No, sorry.
Well, I have a question about tone, because
Yeah.
you described it as a rom-com, but as you just pointed out, it's got so much more going on than that. So could you talk about how you manage that?
Well, we've talked about that a lot. I mean, God, in the editing too. Jason, by the way, I'm not allowed to say how much time or money we had, but the man worked a miracle. And Beth Baylor, I honestly, could not have finished this without them. She was fast and furious, and actually, I think, made me look pretty good. I actually didn't hate looking at myself on the screen, which is a miracle. Thank you also to my glam who's out there, Courtney and Maddie. But also, Jason just took this crazy footage, and we put it together, and we talked so much about tone, because the first scene with the mediator is such an odd tone, and then I move into very naturalistic, and I was worried that we were shifting too quickly, too hard. We actually, the mediator scene, I had styled it after the parking lot scene in A Serious Man. I don't know if anyone saw that, but, and that's, Simon Helberg did the parking lot monologue in A Serious Man. So I had called him and I was like, I want it to be like that. And he's like, great. And we had so much footage that was so good, you guys. I could do a whole movie of Simon riffing in that scene, but we had to figure out how to make. I mean, it was definitely something that we thought about a lot, and I'm really thrilled that in the test screenings and so far people have felt like they could go with the flow. I will say the reason I call it a rom-com is there's very specific tropes in there that I really love, like the slow-mo guy when he comes through and you hear everyone go yeah, I mean, the happy ending. There were people who were even that Gabby and Missy start flirting, and there was a note from someone it doesn't all have to be tied up in a bow. I was like, oh no, it does. That's what I want. I want the happy ending, and I want him to babysit, and we're all good, and everything's fine. That was really important to me. So that's, I guess, why I think of it like that. But yeah, there's definitely some serious, there's stuff underneath it, But it was a really wild line to write. I mean, the bathroom scene, I've always been so interested when she's doing the thing and I'm doing the baby, and we're kind of moving between sadness and comedy, and it's it was definitely something that I worried about, but it seems like people are going on the ride, so that's good.
I just want to say that it was so amazing because I could feel her voice come through very clearly, and it's a voice that contains hilarity. Very few people can do that weeping on the toilet scene in a way that you're both heartbroken and laughing at. And to make a movie is a miracle. To make a movie under those circumstances is a miracle. And to achieve your voice is just the most amazing thing.
So we have time for one or two more questions. So let's have some more. I really want to make sure I don't miss anyone at the back. So I see two of you waving. I can't tell if you're united or if you're two separate questions.
I haven't asked you a question. Since you were directing your own performance, and I realize that this is probably a short schedule and you have to be in a certain budget, et cetera, was there somebody you trusted to watch your,
Bradley was there. I mean, I have really talented creative producers. They could have, and they did give me. And Marla, are you here, Black? Marla, I gotta give up some credit here. And I'm gonna tell you one stupid little story. We hired Hannah Pilkus, who's the woman who's like, dude, can I borrow a charger? That scene, one of the funniest scenes, I think. One of the funniest 3 lines any actor has ever given. And Jenica, we lost what was the original part of that scene, which is that she's sitting on the toilet, and I was like, we don't have a toilet. We're just gonna cut that character. And Jenica was like, well, we already hired her. Why don't you bring her? And I was like, no, we don't have time. And she's like, she's really funny. Why don't you bring her? And I was like, okay, fine, Jenica. And then we're driving to work, and I'm like, what is she doing? Why is she in the room? What is she coming in for? And Bradley's like, I don't know, maybe she should borrow a charger. was like, oh, that's brilliant, that's brilliant. So then we're like improvising and doing the charger moment, and then Marla pops her head and she's like, why don't you say that you have your own chargers? And I was like, great. And then we literally created what is my favorite moment in the movie. Well, I have a lot, but that was one of those where I didn't do that. That was a collective gift that was given to me. I mean, I felt like I riffed it well. I have a fun time riffing it, but it was not actually even my idea. So, what was the question? Sorry.
It was about directing. Can you read?
Oh yeah, directing and acting. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
So Bradley was there with me every single moment of every single day because I did not have time for playback. I maybe a couple of times got to watch what we did, and I knew that I needed someone. Jay Duplass mentored me to do this film, and he said, you need someone, and it was so funny because Gabby Hoffman and Jay Duplass were like, we'll come and watch. But they both got busy, and they're like, you have to have someone creatively behind the camera, behind the monitor that you really, really, really trust. So Bradley would give me two thumbs up. That was the sign that I would go to him, I think I'm done. What do you think? And he would do that. And if he didn't, we would discuss it. And so I don't want to give too much power to the patriarchy, but the guy really, helped me, I'm just gonna say. But he also empowered me in a major way and took direction from me and was very generous as an actor, as was this whole cast. It was stupid.
Well, we do have to wrap things up, but I just want to very quickly say, you mentioned your favourite moment. I wonder if we could have a quick sense of your favourite moments in either in the film itself or just during the process of making it.
In the film, it's when she pees on the bed.
I like
Same one, yeah, I think.
It's like I was asleep, I don't know what happened.
No, I'm not. It's not just the Spicoli act. I liked the dance scene a lot. I like that. You know, we're grooving.
Another trope from a rom-com.
There's so many great moments, but when you start taking the picture and those girls are all over the I can feel every single piece of that.
let me just quickly say, Amy, I'm obsessed with you. This whole thing is a dream. Amy and I have been friends for like 12 years now, and watching you direct and do all of this, I'm truly blown away, and this is like a dream come true. I'm so proud of you. My favorite moments are when you have these soft, like emotional moments, like with Lucy, and you're such an incredible mother, and I've witnessed this for years, and so when you bring that up, Iris, where are you?
Just kidding.
Yeah. Anyway, that to me is my favorite part when you bring your motherhood out.
I think we know what our favorite, and all I gotta say is kind.
It's such a small moment. It's like blink and you'll miss it. But during the montage after the wedding reception, the bridal party are all taking pictures of each other on a phone. And I, on set, was taking selfies, pretending to take photos of everybody else. And one of them's in the movie, which I'm pretty thrilled about because it was so silly.
I have to say, seeing this now for the first time, Amy and Missy, your ability to capture best friends is like exceptional. I've never seen a portrayal of two women who are best friends better on screen. So incredible, yeah.
For me, I have to say, Amy, like, amazing when you captured Missy on a FaceTime and was able to play and never cut to her live, but FaceTime and make you as the audience hold and laugh and laugh. I thought it was brilliant. So congrats, that was awesome with you guys.
Carolyn wrote the song, sorry to interrupt, but the song in the wedding that she sings.
Thank you. Carolyn Miller wrote that and was such a beautiful gift to the movie, so thank you.
I mean, that was definitely my favorite part to shoot, just because that was like the coolest thing I've ever done. But my favorite part of the movie is the ending. I just like love how it all wraps up in a little bow. I love a rom-com, so that was my favorite part.
So Kate, by the way, I wrote the part for Kate. Kate used to babysit my child, Iris. So that's why she's in the movie. And she's a great actress.
Thank you. I was also going to say that the theme of friendship is really what stuck with me, and knowing that it was going to be Missy picking you up at the end before you see her.
Oh my God, first I just have to say, I am like, this is insane. The fact that we're here, this is our own happy ending, and so I'm just gonna go with the happy ending, and also the two of you on that bench. We shot that on day one, day two. It makes no sense. And that moment, I've seen this movie many times. Every single time I cry, every single time. And I am just, I just can't believe that we got here. It's unreal.
How are you? Where were you?
I ran up. Hey.
There's my charger girl.
I mean, it's gotta be that. I'm waiting for my cue and just hearing you go, I peed. And going, okay, now I enter. But it's got also the Ken Marino slap. I mean, it's so good. And all the stuff with you, the cringe magic. Oh, chef's kiss, so good. And it's just so cool to be here. Love you guys.
There's too many moments to name one single moment, but I will say I landed in my seat at the monitor to watch you filming the urgent care scene, and I stopped being a producer and I became a student, and it was a master class, and I'm so grateful.
Because also a wonderful actress, so that's.
I agree with the urgent care. It was a thing where
It was James's car, by the way, the red hot car.
and we weren't shooting the wedding till the end of the shoot, so we had to set their look up for the cake aftermath. And I can watch that scene every day. It's like a little short film, and you guys just killed it.
Thank you.
Beck.
My husband and Beck may or may not be in love with each other, but that's just a side note.
Good love.
It's a different movie.
It was amazing making this film with you, Amy. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'll do anything for you ever. So, but yeah, I would have to say you two on the bench is my favorite, and it was so wild doing it so early in the film, but it was just, I loved everything about it, so that's my favorite.
I think you guys did a great job covering.
I want to just interject that Jason not just edited, but he also did the music, the score.
There's a lot of great music in it, it's not mine too.
And he clearly could have been my stand-in.
I think that's why I got the job. But you guys covered all the great moments. I always fight for one shot in a movie, and I fought for one shot in this movie, and it was the cutaway of the dog during the wedding. Yeah! And I'm pretty sure it played pretty good. Everyone, right?
That's true.
Thank you. Well, you can't beat a dog cutaway, so we really are going to wrap it up there. But I just want to say thank you so much. This is a really wonderful film, and I'm so glad that you got to have this experience with these amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us. Thank you so much.